Hi, my name's Nicole Brunelle, and I'm a stained glass artist at Western Ave Studios, and I'm in Studio A518, right off the elevator. Today I was going to do a short demo on how to make a lot of my customers' favorite item, which are these little dragonflies. They either hang on the window, or sometimes I mount them onto pieces of wood. So I was going to show how that's done today in the demo. But before I start, a lot of times I get questions from customers about the glass. I get asked a lot if I make the glass, and I don't. I buy big sheets of it, and it comes in all different variations, and colors, and textures. And I just brought a couple in to show samples of. You know, it can come in slightly textured. A lot of pieces come smooth. There's iridescence, which is this is one of the dragonflies that I do a lot with iridescent glass. And then one of my favorite types of glasses are pieces like this that just have a variation of all types of stuff going on. And I usually use these for big panels that I do. So let's get started. So the first step to making a stained glass project is I usually draw it out, whatever size it is, and then I start picking my glasses, and then I start drawing out the individual pieces onto the different glasses that I chose. So here I have 2 dragonfly wings drawn on this piece of glass. I already pre-cut 2, so I'm just going to show you how to cut a little bit, and then we'll go to the next step. Now this right here is a stained glass cutter. They come in all different types, and it's just a little wheel on the end, and what it's actually doing is it's scoring the glass. It's not actually cutting it. And then I'm just going to take my other tool here and give it a little pinch, and voila, comes apart. I'm just going to keep on doing some cuts here, getting these wings cut out. I like to do multiple cuts, but when you're first starting out, I recommend 1 cut at a time, break it off, then go to the next cut. Do it in slow steps until you get confident enough where you can cut out a whole bunch at once. You want to get as close as you can to your lines that you drew out on the glass, because the next step is grinding, and the less grinding, the better, just because it takes a lot of time. And there we go. The other 2 wings to the dragonfly. So the next step is going to be grinding, like I said, because as you can see, the edges are really rough. If you were to run your finger across that, you would cut your finger, and they're not exact either. So let's move on. All right, so now here's the grinder. Always wear safety goggles when you're grinding. You should definitely wear them too if you're cutting, but most definitely with grinding. So this is a grinder. This is a grinder bit. It will not cut your fingers. It just basically shaves off the glass. And if you can see this black line on this clear glass, you want that line to disappear. So that's just getting it as perfect as you can. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on and grind this piece. Now the more pressure that you put on this piece of glass hitting the wheel, the more it's going to grind off. So you can back off on the pressure, or you can push really hard into it and grind it off even quicker. Or if you have something that there's a lot to grind off, you'd want to do that. All the edges are grinded, I can actually run my finger all along the edges. I won't get cut, and it's pretty close to being perfect for the next step. So after all your pieces are cut and grinded, you clean them all, and then the next step is copper foiling. So that basically is just tape that you wrap around each piece. Every single piece gets wrapped with this. I've already done 3, and I'll just show you how to do 1. This comes in all different widths, by the way. You want to put it directly in the middle so it's evenly spaced. And as you press a side on, you want to just kind of squeeze it. And I kind of push it down so it's really on the glass good. Okay. And then they have a special tool to do this with, but I like just using a razor. And just go ahead and push those edges down so it's really on that glass good on both sides. And that's it. Now you're ready to solder. All right. So the final step in completing the project, if you're not going to patina, is soldering, which is the funnest step because you get to see what it looks like. So you use a chemical called flux, and you put your pieces together. With the dragonflies, it was just the 2 wings. Just put them together like this. And everything that has copper foil on it gets brushed with flux. And then you have a spool of solder and your soldering iron, which is already heated up for me and ready to go. So I'm just going to put a couple little dots here just to kind of hold it in place so it doesn't move, and now I can move it around. And then I'm just going to start filling in it. Go around the edges. You got to do both sides, flip it over. Again, hit it with some flux. And then you got to do the outside edges as well. If you were doing a big piece, you would frame it out. You wouldn't be doing the outside edges of this if it was like a square or something. That's it. So there's our 2 wings. I get these little dragonfly bodies, but as a lot of you know, I put spoon or fork handles on them. And I have all different kinds that I pop the heads off of. And I just take the tails right off. These are lead bodies. And then with my wings, I solder them onto the body. And again, you have to apply some flux to the dragonfly body. I have these little pieces of wood to kind of steady the wings for me. And then you attach them all the way around. Make sure they're on there really good. I'm not going to do all the sides, just so you can see how they're attached. And then finally, your utensil handle. Put some flux on that. Hold it in place. And of course you'd get the back side too. But I just put it on real quick to show you. And then that's it. They're either going to hang on a window or be attached to wood. And that's how you make a dragonfly, stained glass dragonfly. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the dragonflies that I've been working on, the demo we just watched. So here's a bunch of them, and these are the ones that would hang on your window or a little nail. They have little hooks on the back. And these, which I really love doing these are all mounted on different pieces of driftwood. And they all have screws soldered into their bodies. They're screwed onto the wood. And there's just so many different kinds. They're really fun because each piece is really individual. I just want to thank everyone for watching the demo. And if you ever want to come and check out my studio, I'm in A5118 at Western Ave, 5th floor. And I also have a Facebook page. It's called Artifex, Nicole Brunelle. You can also check out my stuff there. Thanks so much.